What happens when police end up killing the victim who called for their help?
Then why did he run?
I don't know why he ran. You have all this is totally legit. He had no reason to run.
Is he conscious? Wake up. He's not conscious.
He's not conscious.
The unconscious man is disabled 52-year-old David Ward, killed for solving a case he reported to the police. On the night of November 27, 2019, David was on his way home after he recovered his Honda Civic, which he reported to police was stolen from him 3 days ago. Although he sustained severe injuries during the carjacking, David finally had a smile on his tired face. But as the police stopped his vehicle thinking he was the carjacker, that smile became his very last.
Show me your fucking hands! Show me your hands! Turn off the fucking car!
Don't move! Get your hands down!
Don't move! Get your hands up!
The police officers rammed into his already beaten-down car and ordered him to put his hands up. David was understandably upset by this because the officers weren't instrumental in finding his car when stolen, but suddenly had its exact location when it was back in his position. Despite this, David cooperated with their requests in a bid to resolve the issue and get home to his family. But unknowingly to him, he would never see them again.
Wait. Let me get up there. Don't put your hands down. Don't do it!
Don't do it!
There's movement in the back. Don't move! Don't do it! It's locked. One hand, unlock it. Put your hands back up. With one hand, unlock it.
David now had multiple guns and flashlights directly pointed at his face and was trying earnestly to open up his car door, but it wouldn't budge. David was previously involved in a ghastly car accident that confined him to a wheelchair for many years and required him to use supplementary oxygen to breathe. Coupled with having a heart condition, David was acceptably shaken by the proceedings of that night, and more so because he didn't even do anything wrong. But the next turn of events gave the impression that he did in fact do something terribly wrong.
I can't believe this. I'm injured party, man.
Don't move your fucking hand.
Why do you fucking harass me all the time?
Give me your hands.
What is it?
Give me your fucking hands.
Give me your other hand. Give me your other hand.
Come the fuck out of the car.
Give me your hand.
Ow!
Get out of the car.
All right, I'm getting out. Ow!
Legs under the wheel.
Even after suggesting he comes out through the window himself, the cops drag a frail David without concern for his physical well-being, despite cries of his legs being stuck under the wheels. There were multiple alternatives for getting David out of the car, including passing him through the door and even cuffing him to ensure their safety while they tried to get the door open through the window. And as David complained, it was supposed to notify them to try something different and less aggressive, but they gave a very contrasting response.
He's stuck, Charlie.
If you got this arm over
Ah, motherfucker! He just bit me!
Get this arm. I'm gonna go that side. Your hand out where you can see it.
David was kicked repeatedly in his ribs. His head was smashed against his door frame multiple times, and while he was held in a chokehold, he was tased because he was moving his hands. It was almost as if they expected him to remain calm while he was brutally manhandled. With great surprise, David managed to withstand all this and try to communicate his pain, possibly because he was in such great pain that not speaking up was impossible. David couldn't pass through the window, and the cops now realized this, but they were about to realize a whole lot more.
Subject refused to show hands, kept moving towards his waist.
Copy. Refused to show hands and kept moving towards his waist.
We're in 11,000 block of Sutton.
Copy. 11,000 block of Sutton.
Sheriff O'Fray, I'm gonna try and pin him up here.
Copy. Trying to pick.
Show me your fucking hands! Show me your hands! Turn off the fucking car!
After being in a chokehold for over 2 minutes, David was now face flat on the ground in cuffs, and it was unclear if he was gasping for air or he was wheezing in agony, but it looked to be a mixture of both to them. While they searched him, they complained of a few bruises and broken skin, almost explaining to David the effects of his actions. Barely a minute later, they complained about something else, but this time, David didn't hear their complaint.
No, we need medical, man. Get medical.
Hey, wake up. Wake up.
He's not conscious.
He's not conscious.
Pulse,
He's coming around. He's coming around.
There we go, he's breathing.
Breathing.
He is? Okay,
Yep.
good.
Although he was breathing, David was now unconscious, and that could be attributed to anything from lack of blood and oxygen to the brain while he was being choked, or his brain deciding to disconnect from the enormous amount of pain he was going through to self-preserve and prevent cardiac arrest or stroke. Whichever was the case, David needed urgent medical help, and during that time, the cops made a significant discovery that would greatly increase their concern for him.
Then why did he
I
run?
don't know why I ran. You have all this is totally legit. He had no reason to run. But I was out with him really, like 2 hours ago at his house. No, the car wasn't here at the time. Obviously, he went somehow made contact with the guy and got it. But he was here 2 hours ago. This is him.
Well,
No reason for him to have done this. I'm not breathing anymore.
start CPR on him.
The cops just realized that they brutally assaulted an innocent man, and somehow there was no sense of remorse among them. Although it seemed they were now more concerned about his health than before, that stemmed from the fact that if they had assaulted a supposed carjacker, they would sweep the unnecessary use of force under the carjacking criminal charges. But they had brutally assaulted a disabled old man with a medical condition who was innocent of any crimes and was now on the verge of dying.
Start it. I don't have one. Just do it. Can't hurt to do it.
David was later transported to the hospital where he was declared deceased, with his death attributed to heart and lung failure. All eyes were on the officers, especially Deputy Charles Blount, the cop who slammed his head against his car doorframe and held him in a chokehold. Charles Blount was fired for his terrible conduct, but to everyone's surprise, he was acquitted of involuntary manslaughter and assault charges in David's death. This was met with severe backlash, especially considering that in 2015, Blount held a woman in a chokehold, but there was no body cam evidence, so he blatantly denied it. In April 2021, the county reached a settlement of $3.8 million for the family 52-year-old David Ward left behind.